Hey, Mom, are you free? I want to talk about my wedding this weekend. Will you come?
Hi, honey. I always have free time for you.
I am that because you don't have anything to do.
Yes, and I will say that I have bought a new dress to come to your wedding. Why can I absent? It's going to be a really important day for the whole family. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
What?
Why are you so surprised like that?
Yes, I won't beat about the burst anymore, and I will say that I want you to make sure that you don't come. Please, Mom, I am begging you.
Oh, sweetie, I don't understand why you don't want me to come to your wedding. I have many old items I have gotten when I married your dad, and I want to give it to you at your wedding day. I have waited for it for a long time.
Of course I don't want you, Tom, come. I already tell the staff of the wedding ceremony that they will remove your seat in the hall. So if you come there you won't have any seat and become the useless part of my wedding. There isn't a place for you. And I think you know the reason why I want this.
Are you serious? Who teach you behave like that? You even look down on your mom? Is this some kind of prank? Or you want to play a joke on me? Although it's not that funny.
No, Mom. I'm serious. This is not a joke. I want to tell you this a long time before, but I'm afraid you will react like this. But I have no time. This weekend is my wedding. I have to prevent you from going there.
But Lucifer, why can you do this with your mom? A family member? How about your dad? Did you allow him to come?
Yes, of course. I am so proud of my dad, so I will bring him with as a deputy for my family.
Are you saying that you're choosing which parent to go with just by their amount of income? Is that what you're really saying?
Yes, you know my husband's family is very rich, so I am quite embarrassed if you go to my wedding. I don't have to tell them about you.
Oh, honey, the one who really love you will accept your real self, no matter what you're rich or poor. Or no matter what your mom and dad doing. Just be yourself, sweetie.
Yes, I don't care about what you think about me and my family, but I just don't want to bring you to my wedding. You know, you just stay at home and do housework. All the money in our family is dad's, so I don't want anyone know about that. Also, I want financially supported from dad. Am I saying something wrong? Because I already know that you only make little money comparing to dad. I don't want to have to hear any excuses or lies from you. Just leave us alone and go live on your own. You're pretty much a housewife with no money.
A housewife with no money? Is that how you see me?
Yes, I don't want to have any poor people attend my wedding. All the guest will come is my partner, so I will be more confident to flex about my husband and then can enjoy my wedding in peace. I hope you understand what I mean. So if you come there you won't have any seat and become the useless part of my wedding. Let's face the facts that my dad pay all the bill in this family. You couldn't put up with the only time that dad had an affair and rushed yourself into getting divorced. As a result, you lost a very major source of income. Dad makes a lot more money than you. He works at a good company. His position was good there, and most important of all, he had enough money to give me anything I wanted.
Yeah, I saw him holding hands with a young woman. I'm sorry you had to see something like that. It must have been shocking to see him with a woman. But this makes it easier to talk to you since you know the truth already. Your dad betrayed us by being with that other woman.
It's not something unusual. I see celebrities cheating on each other all the time. It's not a big deal. He might be cheating on you, but he's still a good dad. He makes good money and buys me anything I need. Sure, but that's not all, is it? He barely spends time with us anymore. Well, if he wasn't making enough money, that would be a problem. But he works hard and makes lots of money, and that's good enough for me. I don't care if he doesn't spend a lot of time with me. Dad makes a lot more money than you. So I chose him to come to my wedding, not you. You are the one who made me unhappy. You took away my childhood when you decided to divorce with Dad. You see, you had no right to attend my wedding at all. You got it?
Oh my God! How dare you say such things? I'm so disappointed about my daughter.
You have to understand me, haven't you? It would be very embarrassing to have you there, in the same room with such people. You just don't belong there.
Do you realize what hurtful words you are saying to me right now? Maybe you don't. I pray to God that you don't.
I mean, we haven't met since I've graduated from high school. We haven't made the effort to see each other since then. You must have sensed that I didn't like you that much. Time flied and everything, even me and my love for you. It's kind of obvious. You were the worst mother ever. Why can you forgive for my dad and then we will have the happy life together? My friend won't laugh at me like that.
The worst mother ever. I know that you have a tough time after your father and I got divorced, but I tried my best. If you have a family, you will understand for me and my choice at that time. I always tried my best to provide what I could do for you.
So where are you when I needed the most? Now if you want to prove what you are saying is true, give me the money as much as my husband's family give to us.
How many?
Oh, I have to say that you don't have that amount of money, anyway.
Are you serious?
All I want is just attend my daughter's wedding ceremony and congratulate her. That's all.
If you can't give me that amount of money, you can't come. That's all.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I can.
Then never show yourself to me again.
Miss Parker, are you really planning on not attending the wedding ceremony? Could you reconsider this?
What?
I heard from my wife that you plan to be absent from the wedding ceremony. But the family members is really important because it's once-in-lifetime event for her. Please be there for your daughter as her mother.
Oh, but Lucifer told me not to come. So I can stand what you're texting now.
She cried before me yesterday and told my family that her mom can't come.
No, it's not the truth. She told me not to come because I made her embarrassed. And I am not worth to come there.
Why would Lucifer say such a thing to her own mother? That's unthinkable.
I was thinking the same thing.
I don't know your situation, but wouldn't it be possible to work out something so that you could attend our wedding? I am sure that she will be overjoyed if you could attend.
I'm speechless. That's absolutely not what's going on. She said if I can give the amount of money as much as your parents give to you, I am allowed to come.
I don't understand. Why would she ever say that to her mother?
I am just as shocked as you are. No matter what my job was or what I had to do, I wouldn't miss this for the world. Naturally, I has planned to congratulate her from the bottom of my heart and also prepare some assets to give her.
That is completely different story from the one I heard from my wife.
I am pretend to come to hometown now, 'cause I have nothing to do here. I came here just to meet my daughter after a long time we was apart, but what I received made me so sad.
Oh, Mom, you can't just come home like that. Can I meet you? I want to talk to you to make this clearly.
Okay.
Thank you so much for deciding to go to hometown. I felt so happy because you didn't make a fuss. But you left a very thin envelope with some money in it as my wedding gift.
It was almost my salary.
Oh, I am wrong to expect too much from the poor woman like you. It must be so miserable that you can't attend your daughter's wedding just because you are too poor.
What words you say? I don't believe it. I am so terribly disappointed in you. I can't believe that my daughter would treat me like this. I worked so hard to bring you up properly. I feel like all my efforts and love were in vain. All those early mornings when I got up before you to make your lunchbox and prepare breakfast for you when you was in secondary school.
Oh, but that's the responsibility the mother have to do. You don't have the right to say stuff like that. You should have made an effort to not divorce Dad. I just want a family which I had both parents with me. People just assumed that I came from a poor family.
What are you talking about? Who said such horrible things?
Well, they didn't say those exact words, but I always got the feeling that what they really want to say.
You're saying that you were embarrassed because you were different from everybody?
I can't change the way I feel. I just want Dad to be there with me. That's all.
My daughter.
I am going to be the daughter-in-law of a very rich family when I marry Peter. I will live as the doctor's wife in a big house with a big garden. Then Noon can talk about me in the negative way you know. And you will not be living in that kind of a world, Mom. Please never contact me again.
Then I guess we can't get married.
Lucifer, I am so shocked when read this text from you. Let's call it the wedding ceremony. I can't live with a person that just married me because of my money. I guess I didn't love you enough to know about yourself.
What? Who are texting with me? Is that Peter? Why can you take my mom's phone like this? I thought that Mom are in the way to hometown now. It's unbelievable. What's going on here? I was having a conversation with my mom just now.
I wanted to talk with your mom to find out the reason why she didn't come to our wedding. So I can see what happened directly.
What?
You told me that your mom can't attend our wedding because she's got a disease. But actually you told her to go home because she didn't have as much money as my parents. I knew all the truth. I can't believe you are that bad. That's disappointed me.
This is all very shocking, but I'll get over it. I'm just glad I found this out because we had our wedding ceremony. At least it was a good thing.
Wait, Peter, you need to listen to me. It's not the truth. Please, if you really love me, please hear me. We have been together for 4 years at the university, and I truly love you until now. I'm sure that if you know I am come from a family that doesn't have enough mom and dad, you will hate me. And even evaluated me like another friends of me. I so scared this is the reason that hinder the love of us. I just hate having the single parents.
No, I don't think that's all. Then I must be so embarrassing to you since I have neither of my parents. I think if those are your standard of judging people, you and me are not in the same world.
Sorry, but what you're saying now. We're not the same world. Here you are. I know you will react like this, so I won't tell you about this kind of thing. Yes, I agree that you live in a gorgeous mansion with your handsome father and beautiful mother. You have a big house, a supercar and a pool, a big garden. That's dream of so many people. And how about me? My parents divorced when I was in high school. I lived alone in a new place to learn university. An 18-year-old girl come to a new city without helping of her parents? She didn't have any friend because they thought she's poor. What a pity. I feel I am the poorest people in this world, both about mental and financial. But that time I met you, the warmest person that I have met. I tried to flirt you and relied on you because you are the only one that I can talk to. And lucky for me that you love me too. I just want to USR my rest of life to live with you. The one who loved me unconditionally and can give me everything.
Oh, sweetie, I didn't know about what you have to gone through that time. I just think you need money for the university.
Mom, you're coming back. Where is Peter?
Peter was very moving when heard you talk about your real self and real feelings, so he's going ahead to your home now.
Mom, but where are you now? I am sorry, Mom. I just care about my feeling and forget that you and Dad have tough time too. We weren't want that happen. I am so sorry, Mom. I hope that you can forgive for me. I love you, Mom. Please don't come back to hometown. I want you to come to my wedding. It's really an important event of my life.
I want to meet you too, sweetie, and Peter was picking me up.
Oh my God, thank you so much, Mom. I love you and I promise that I will never let you hurt again.
Then Peter and Lucifer decide to get married and they have a happy life forever after. Her mom decide to open a food store near the school to sell food for students who didn't have the fulfill family like Lucifer. Lucifer usually come to her mom's store to help with cooking. They have dinner together.
Hey, Laura, where are you? I'm hungry. I came home from work, so I need to eat dinner right now. Come home to cook for me.
Oh, hey, Robin. I didn't expect that you text me at this time. You are at home? Why can you there? I thought that you are working now.
What? Are you stupid? There's no way I would have to work overtime today. You are my wife, but you don't even know my schedule. I won't talk with you anymore. Come home and cook dinner for me. Right now. Where are you now? I told you that today is a very important day. Did you remember?
Wait. What? Today is an important day? What will you have today?
Come home now and I will tell you about that.
But today is weekday. I think it's normal for me to assume that you'd be at work today. Is there something important today? I can't remember. I have to do too much tasks that I can't think of anything.
What? Why can you say those words to me? You really are blunt, aren't you? I hate stupid people like you. I told you that my mom is moving in with us today. There's no way I'm going to be working on a special day like this. I decided to take the entire day off today. I used some of my paid holidays so that I could get today off.
What did you say? Mom? Your mom or my mom? I don't know anything about it. You're not serious, are you?
Of course I'm serious. Didn't I tell you about this a little while ago? I also told you that all of her belongings would arrive at around lunch today.
I don't know anything about this. I'm pretty sure we never had a conversation like this at all.
We definitely have this conversation. I clearly remember talking to you about it. I even asked you if you could help out with unpacking all of her belongings.
Wait, hold on a minute. I don't remember anything about this at all. I never agreed to do this either.
Oh my God, I can't believe that you weren't listening to me. I definitely told you about this. It's either you weren't listening or you forgot about it. Either way. It's your fault and not my fault.
Tell me when you talked to me about this. Where were we when we had this conversation? I've never heard about your mom moving in with us before. Isn't this something that we should discuss together before we make a decision about it? It's not the kind of thing that you can just decide by yourself. We're a married couple. We should be making decisions like this together.
There's no need for me to discuss this with you at all. This has been decided over 6 months ago.
What?
You're just a housewife. I am the breadwinner, so you don't have the right for deciding anything. My mom is going to be moving in with us regardless of your opinion.
I really don't like it when you make important decisions like this without me. This isn't the first time something like this has happened.
I really need you to be quiet and start coming home right now. There's not much time left till all my mom's belongings arrive here. You'd better get home on time to help me unpack all the boxes. You're my wife. You should be helping me out with these kinds of things. I can't believe that you would leave the house on such an important day. It's so irresponsible of you to do that.
I wasn't being irresponsible at all. I had no idea that she was even going to move in with us today. I also told you that I was going home to my parents' house, Toda. I told you this a long time ago. You should have known about it already. I'm going to be able to come home to help you out.
You better come back right this moment. I never heard about you going to visit your parents. Stop making up lies like that. Oh my God, I definitely told you about this. I can't believe that you forgot to tell me about this. You made the same mistake again.
I knew that it was you that was forgetful. What are you talking about? I definitely had this conversation with you. I'm just lost for words. I can't even be bothered to argue with you anymore. I'm starting to get tired of you. I'm tired of having these pointless arguments with you. Well, you need to stop being so forgetful. Then we never would be arguing about any of this if it weren't for you.
This is all your fault. You always do this. You always blame it on me. You're always the one in the wrong, but you try to blame it on me every single time.
You always say that I was the one that forgot about it.
What I want to be talking with you about right now, I was telling you to come home and help me out. This is what you always do as soon as you start losing the conversation.
You switch subjects. I'm really getting tired of this. I don't think I deserve this treatment.
Just shut up! Would you? You're my wife. You need to listen to all orders. I don't care when you got there. I want you to start heading back here right now.
I would stay over at my parents' house tonight. My mom isn't feeling too well. I'm going to be taking care of her. I let you know about all this in advance.
You're just unbelievable.
I guess I'm going to have to record our conversation every time I say something important to you. Then you wouldn't be able to make up excuses like this. I'm tired of you not admitting to your mistakes. You better not be mocking me. I am not going to forgive you for this. I've had enough of talking to you. Don't even bother coming back home today.
I'm so mad at you. Stay at your parents' house until you're ready to apologize to me.
Why should I apologize to you? I didn't do anything wrong at all.
You should be the one apologizing to me. Don't bother coming back home for a while. Actually, I don't even want to see your face for a while.
Hello, Robin. Is Laura not going to be coming home tonight? I was looking forward to seeing her.
I'm really sorry, Mom. I forgot to tell you about it. Laura isn't going to be coming home today.
I see that's a little unfortunate. I had heard all the stories about her from you.
I know, right? She's a terrible person to have as a wife. We just had one tiny argument and this is what happens. I really don't know what to do about her.
What were you guys even arguing about? Tell her that I was going to be moving in. I'm guessing she decided to go to her parents' house because she didn't want me moving in. I know that you guys haven't been getting along that well. I still expect you to have a discussion with her about me moving in. She should get a say in this too. You're an adult, now you can't just decide everything by yourself. That's way too selfish of you.
Actually, I didn't do anything wrong. She always gets angry and just storms off like this.
So that means that Laura never agreed with you about me moving in. I never would have moved in if Laura wasn't in agreement. I thought that you and Laura had already discussed all this and agreed on me moving in. You told me that she had agreed to it. Was that all a lie? I only agreed to move in for 3 days. Why are we in a situation like this?
I'm really sorry, Mom. I didn't think it would end up like this either. I still think that you need to listen to my side of the story too.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be taking thighs in this. You need to go and talk to Laura about this face to face. If you did something wrong, you need to apologize to her. I want you guys to solve this disagreement. Without my help, I think it's impossible for me to solve this by myself. I want you to talk to her instead of me.
I'm really mad at her as well. She doesn't even do most of the housework. I end up having to do most of the housework by myself.
I struggled doing the housework at the beginning, but I'm a quick learner. I've become really good at doing all the housework. Recently, the house is organized and cleaned because of me. It has nothing to do with Laura at all.
I'm still not sure if I really believe that one of the reasons. I decided to move in for a few days. You guys really don't seem to get along. So I thought it would be a good idea to come and take a look. You need to go and make things right with her. And ask her to come home.
Okay, fine. I'll try to do that. I can't wait to eat the food that you make.
I'll start to prepare some dinner, then please let Laura know that I'm going to be borrowing her kitchen.
Why would I do that? There is no need to get permission from her for something like that. You can just use the kitchen.
It is not okay for me to use the kitchen without her permission. Most people aren't going to like having their kitchen used without permission. I don't want to be rude to Laura at all. You need to ask her for permission right now if you want me to make you dinner.
Okay, fine, there's no need for you to be so angry about it. I'm sure she won't mind you using the kitchen at all. I think it's been long enough now. You've had plenty of time to think about how wrong you were. Would you please just come back and apologize to me? I'm ready to forgive you. More importantly, my mom is getting worried about you. She won't stop asking me about you. Just hurry up and come back home.
What are you doing? Pick up the phone, Robin. I think I'm going to head back home soon. I've spent enough time with you for now.
Wait, Mom, you can't go back yet. Laura's still angry with me. She won't even reply to my text messages. I have no idea how to fix this at all. Could you please help me out?
Do I really have to help you with this? You're not a child anymore. I really hope that you could solve this by yourself.
Do you want me to talk to Laura?
Then I guess I can warn her about her bad attitude and lifestyle as well. You're the one that always tells me about how badly you get treated by her. You say that she doesn't do any of the housework and forces you to do it, Al. You also told me that she ignores you. She might try to change her attitude when she realizes how she's making you feel. I think this is the only choice you have. I think I'm just going to have to tell her your feelings and opinions about her. Then you guys can take some time to think about each other.
Actually, it's all fine, Mom. There's no need for you to go that far. I think I could figure out how to fix this myself. To be completely honest, I think it would be best if you could just move in with us permanently. That would make me feel at ease. I wouldn't have anything to worry about if you do that.
What are you talking about? Why should I have to move in with you? Permanently, there's no way I would want to do that. I already have my own house to live in. I thought we had this discussion already. That's not going to be possible. Me and your dad already told you that you needed to become more independent. You can't keep on relying on us forever. You are not allowed to move back into our house. I was only making a suggestion. Why do you even want to live with us again? I thought that you had managed to become independent. That's what it sounded like by what you were telling me.
I really want to be more independent too. It's just that I really have no idea what to do when Mina gets angry like this. I really had no choice but to ask you for help. I hope that you can understand why I decided to ask you for help. I really don't want you to go home yet. Could you please stay here for one more night at least? Okay, fine. I promise I'll try to fix everything as soon as possible. I'm starting to get really angry now. You're making my mom get really worried. When the hell do you plan on coming back home? I am not going to wait around much longer. You're meant to be my housewife. I am not going to forgive you for this. You do not have the right to ignore me like this. I'm going to force you to do all the housework as soon as you get back home.
I couldn't just stay quiet while you kept on insulting me. I'm your precious wife. You need to respect me more. I'm not messing around at all. I am completely serious about everything that I said. You looking down on me ever since the day we got married. I've had to endure being treated like this for such a long time. I'm reliable and I am always correct. I was telling you to apologize this time because you made a mistake and you were being disrespectful. I'm actually with your mom right now. She's sitting next to me in the living room reading all the text messages you've been sending me. I can't believe that this is really happening. There's really no need for my mom to apologize to you. So you could live with your mom again. I needed you to seem like an evil wife so that I could gain some sympathy. I deserve better than you.
Wait, you can't just leave me like that.
I'm going to send you the divorce papers. Make sure you fill in your section. Why did you finally realize? I guess I'm not that important to you at all. You haven't even apologized to me a single time. Why? I want another chance with you.
Did you really think I would forgive you?
I'll be sure to use this experience so that I don't make the same mistakes in the future. I'm hiring a lawyer and taking it to court. This divorce is going to happen. Whether you like it or not, don't bother making things difficult for the both of us. I'll sign the divorce papers once I get them. Could we at least stay friends even after we get divorced? I'm getting a divorce from you because I don't want to see or talk to you anymore. I'm going to block your contact details.
Robin finally started to realize that what he had done was not normal at all.
Don't feel sorry for him at all, though he is an absolute idiot and deserves all this happening to him.
Hey Mary. It's been a while, right? Are you there? Hope you still alive, haha. I know you didn't change phones or anything. Come on, just respond already. It's not like I'm contacting you at midnight or something.
Hi, Judy.
Oh, there you are. What took you so long to reply my texts?
I only just finished up with work for the day. So I couldn't look at my phone until now. Yeah, it really has been a long time. We haven't seen each other since we graduated high school.
Yeah, I know. It's been way too long. So you're telling me you're still hard at work? I'm surprised.
I mean, yeah, of course. What's so surprising about that? I've worked really hard to land this job. It's the one I've been aiming for a long time.
I thought you would be the type who would want to end up being a stay-at-home mom or something.
What made you think that?
Well, you got married to the son of CEO, right?
Yeah, his father is the CEO of one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the industry. But it's not like I only married him for his money or something. I'd never do something like that. Wait a minute. Why do you know that? How do you know a lot about my private life?
Oh, you don't know that. With the intelligence network I have at my disposal, it's actually quite simple. To be honest, I was so surprised when hearing that news. For someone like you whose only quality was her book smarts, I couldn't believe you managed to marry into so much money.
Judy, you make it sound like I only married him for his money. Like I said, it's not the truth.
Is that a hint of arrogance I sense? Are you trying to say that you're doing better than I am?
What? Where did you get that idea? I had no intention of doing anything like that.
Yeah, you'd be trying to pull off any kind of bragging. You made me get worried about how I'd respond.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to explain more.
Anyways, I wanted to ask you about one thing. I hope you could do it for me.
Well, it depends on how is that request.
I wanted to ask you about could you give me that rich husband?
I'm sorry? Are you seriously asking that?
Yes, I think so. I pretty clearly stated it. I want you to give me your rich husband.
You made me speechless. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Why are you acting so weird about? I mean, the son of the president of a company is practically a celebrity. I just feel like his potential is just completely wasted on a plain boring woman like you. That's all. I feel like he'd be better suited to someone whose hard and looks are pretty and glittery. Someone like me totally suits him a lot better than you do.
Sorry, I didn't respond for a second. I needed to restart my brain after seeing the absurdity of what you wrote. Before I can even try to delve into your nonsense, I've got to ask, have you actually met my husband?
Nope.
So you're just asking me to hand him over to you without ever having seen him? Are you crazy?
What's wrong with that? It's fine, isn't it? He's got such a prestigious position that there's enough value in getting him as a husband.
Your thinking is just wrong. What is wrong with you? What do you mean there's enough value? Do you really take marrying someone that lightly? And that's not even going into how wrong it is for you to just openly ask to take someone's husband from them without even having seen them.
What are you going on about? Stop acting like I'm trying to do something unspeakable. All I'm doing is giving you advice. Ask someone who is much prettier than you, you should take my advice. I'm telling you, someone like him is much more well suited to be with someone who matches his level.
What? I don't need your advice. It doesn't make sense at all.
No, I'm just telling you what should be common knowledge. Don't you know anything about what society is really like? I mean, isn't it obvious that a man used to a luxury life would want a wife that matches that luxury style? You can't tell me. You don't understand it. I bet he just got some circumstances surrounding him where he just felt like he needed to settle for marrying someone like you. I know that if I were to appear in front of him, he would fall in love with me in an instant. If you just stay quiet and out of the way, you don't even have to do much to give him up. Just let me do my work and he'll come to me on his own. Then I'll be right by his side as we start to live such a gorgeous life together.
I don't know what to say now. You must be out of your mind. No matter what you say, I am not divorcing my husband. And it's not just because we love each other. Not only are we husband and wife, but we're also business partners. If I were to use your wording, I would say that I am the only one who deserves to be by his side.
Excuse me.
I will not just let you walk all over me with your selfish. You're an adult now. I highly suggest you start acting like it. Don't you start naively talking like you know how the world works.
I don't care if you think I'm naive.
I think you just need to accept that the world doesn't revolve around you.
What's wrong with you? Some plain woman like you acting like she can appreciate the kind of life she has. I hope you know that you're not going to beat me on this. I am going to take your husband from you. I deserve what's the best for me. I will make you pay dearly for denying me. Hey Mary.
Oh, you again?
You're on your honeymoon, right?
I don't see how that's irrelevant. What do you want?
Well, after looking into lots of popular honeymoon spots, I finally caught up to you. I've tracked you down.
Excuse me? You did what?
Aren't you still a little nervous? I know you haven't seen your husband since yesterday.
Why do you ask?
Well, I thought you might be able to guess. He's with me right now. Surprise?
What?
I mean, honestly, your husband was just too easy. I just made a cute little face, and from then on he couldn't keep his eyes off me. And he just came home with me.
I'm sorry.
Well, we've been having quite a bit of fun together. I guess that's just a way of saying I stole your honeymoon from you.
So what are you talking about? Anyway, if you think you're talking about my husband, well, sorry to disappoint you, but he's right here next to me.
Of course you'd say something like that trying to hide how much pain you're feeling. I'm struggling not to laugh at how sad that is going on. Enjoy your little Hawaii trip alone now.
I see you're wrong in more ways than one. We are nowhere near Hawaii.
Sure. Just keep going on with the little steps to try to hide your broken heart. It's not good to bottle up your negative emotions for so long, so you should cut it out soon. It's gonna hurt more later.
I think it'll hurt for you more if you don't start accepting that you really screwed up. Not that I really expect you'll ever believe me.
Excuse me?
Like I already told. There's no way I'd ever divorce my husband and give him to you. And he is saying that he's never once thought about leaving me either.
Oh, really now?
Well, I don't really understand what sort of enjoyment you're getting out of trying to rile me up. But my husband's telling me that he has a visceral hatred for women like you. And there's no way he would even look at you, let alone fall for you.
That's totally hilarious. You really come up with lots of crazy things to say. The man who's been with me the best parts of me would never say something like that about me. Especially not after I just had such a hot night together. And of course he's right next to me right now. So I know you're lying.
Either your information network is way off the mark or you need to get your eyes checked. Are you sure you're not mistaking him for someone else? Well, anyway, my husband and I have things to do together, so.
Yeah, run along now and cry it out already. Go on and enjoy your heartbreaking single trip. Hi there. Mary? How is this going? I've heard some really good news that I just had to ask you about. I heard your husband divorced you.
You seriously haven't given up on this yet. I'd really like to just ignore you and let you live your life in your own little mistaken world. But seriously, what are you trying to do by trying to get me angry so much? What's your goal here?
What? I'm not doing something like that. Don't make it sound like I'm doing something mean. I'm with my fated partner, who's supposed to become my husband. He only married to you by accident. All I did was get him back from you to fix the mistake. And now things can go as they were supposed to from the start.
Every time you text me, I'm astonished at how utterly clueless you are. What are you even talking about? How can someone you've literally never met be your fated partner? There's no reason to believe that could ever happen.
I'm starting to think you're the completely clueless one here. I'm telling you, your ex-husband is here, with me right now. We just filed our marriage registration. How can you continue to be stuck in denial?
I don't know if you can call it denial. I can't tell how imaginary you are. Really, we haven't even gotten divorced.
Well, you are so stupid, Mary. You should change your surname in stupid now. Mary Stupid. That means he divorced you without you knowing.
What? You don't make no sense at all. Anyway, I don't want to lengthen your stupid story. You must be next to someone now, right?
I've told you a bunch of times already. I'm with your ex-husband. This is the first time I've been with someone I just have such good chemistry with. Tom is so great, man. I'm so in love with him. Getting married to him is the best choice in my life.
Oh, his name is Tom, right?
Yeah, don't tell me that you forget your husband's name. Such a useless wife ever.
Well, I have to tell you something. Sorry to disappoint you, but my husband's name is not Tom.
What? Are you kidding me? You got the same surname as him. Tom Cruise. And you are Mary Cruise. Tell me, how am I wrong for that? Oh, I know you are just making things up. Stop it, Mary. It doesn't work for me.
Okay, I will tell you more clearly. My husband's name is Peter. Peter Cruise. And by the way, we're in Canada right now. Our company is going to open a branch in Ottawa, and so we have moved to Canada for the past 2 years. In fact, we did throw a honeymoon in Hawaii. But due to some businesses, we had to flight back to Canada not long after that. But that trip was 2 months ago. Maybe due to that fact that I have just posted these images on social media recently. You are literally the stupid one.
Really? You must be lying to me?
No, Judy. I'm dead serious right now. There is no point for me in lying.
But who the heck is the guy I got married to?
Well, I can't say. I have never heard the name you mentioned. So why were you so utterly convinced that guy was my husband anyway?
I talked to him in front of that hotel in Hawaii. After he talked to you for a while, it seemed like he was storming off somewhere to do something on his own. So I thought that was my chance to nab him. That's when I seduced him and invited him to my room.
Wait a minute. Could you be talking about that one lanky guy with bleached blonde hair who was wearing some jacket with a super gaudy design?
Yes, that's him. I remember that jacket. I remember thinking you couldn't possibly appreciate something that flashy. So you did know who I was talking about?
I mean, I saw the guy. But I have no idea who is that guy.
What? How could you not know him? How? I don't understand.
Well, I can only guess a little bit.
Just tell me. Who is this?
Maybe he is the guy who flirted me when I was in that hotel. We just had a chat for a short time. Oh, I remembered that we got the surname. What a coincidence!
I still don't understand.
Well, my husband and I were on our way to the airport. So it was when we were checking out of our hotel. The thing is, Peter, my husband, forgot something back in our room, so I waited in the hotel lobby while he went to get it. That's when that guy approached me and started trying to hit me up. But once I told him that I was a married woman on my honeymoon, he started looking annoyed. And when I told him that my husband would be back shortly, he stormed off in a huff, grumbling under his breath. That's all the extent of my knowledge of this guy.
Can't believe it. I got married into a random man.
Well, that certainly sounds like that to me.
What I really did.
But is that really a problem if you adore him as much as you make it sound? Isn't that fine anyway?
No. It's all wrong. I thought I could steal your gold mine from you. I was going to secure myself a life of luxury by taking him for myself. I did everything I could for the past 3 months to get him to love me. And now you're telling me it was just for some worthless guy. How could this happen to me? I don't deserve this. Please, Mary. Can you help me? I don't want to bury me life with this man. I did a very big mistake.
But how? How can I get you out of your problem? You should do it by your own.
Please, Mary. You doing business, so you must know a lot good lawyers. Can you let them get out of this stupid marriage?
Are you for real? You got what you deserved, Judy. No one can help you.
Hey, Kate. Come here whenever you're at. What are you doing? Haven't you finished making dinner yet? It's taking so long for a housewife. You're definitely not very good in the kitchen.
Come on, Mom. I'm not at home today. As I told you before, I have a work today. I prepared your lunch, so if you're hungry you can take it out of the fridge. And you can heat it up then. It's labeled for you.
Aren't you ashamed of yourself making up stories like that? Not to mention expecting your poor mother-in-law to eat cold leftovers. You really can't do anything, right?
They're not cold leftovers, Mom. I made it for you to have for lunch and you can heat it up in the microwave. And I'm not making up stories. What am I supposedly lying about?
Kate, I know. You're a full-time housewife leeching off my son's money. You don't need to pretend you have a job or anything. The truth must be that you're out shopping or something.
What? Mom, what makes you think that? And why would I make up such a lie in the first place? Anyway, I really do have a job. You can ask your son when you see him.
I know you so well, Kate. Do not hide it from me. I bet you're melding off about me to your dreadful housewife friends somewhere. Really, it's just terrible. If you have so much free time, then why aren't you down at the fertility clinic?
Why are you bringing that up of all things?
Although you call yourself a full-time housewife, you go out leaving the chores unfinished, you can gossip about me. And why haven't you and Peter had any children? It must be your fault that I don't have a grandchild. Do you think you should take some responsibility and do something about it? Poor Peter.
Mom, listen. Children are blessings. So I don't need to go to a fertility clinic. If it happens, it happens. And anyway, I do really have a job. Because of the company's policy, I usually work from home these days. But there are times I need to go to the office in person too. I know I've told you this before.
My son has bought such a beautiful house for the two of you to live in. But I can see it's going to waste in your hands. Aren't you ashamed to call yourself a housewife?
I don't call myself a housewife. I told you I have a job. Besides, the house is perfectly fine.
What are you talking about? Honestly, my dear son doesn't deserve such things.
Mom, what do you mean by that?
Peter's finally able to save enough to buy a brand new house after years. But his wife isn't doing anything to maintain it, just sitting around, lazily day after day, letting the place deteriorate. You really are a parasite after all.
Did Peter actually say any of that?
What?
Did Peter tell you he bought the house?
Of course. My son bought the house. This house is on his name. I don't even need to ask him.
Okay, if you say so. Anyway, I'm about to go back on shift now. So don't expect any more messages from me until I get home. And don't forget about your lunch in the fridge. I made it specially for you. So I'm sure you can manage something.
What a cold-hearted woman you are. I don't know how Peter married a good-for-nothing woman like you. My poor son.
Whatever, Mom.
That's over, Kate. You need to leave this house. Now. Stop leeching off my son.
Excuse me?
You're not going to conduct yourself like a proper wife. So I can't let you free vote off my son anymore. You parasite. So I demand that you leave this house.
What are you talking about? You demand that I leave? Why? I have been nothing but decent to you this whole time. And besides, you're the one who decided to come and move in with us in the first place. And now you're asking me to leave? Do you really think that is going to happen?
It's going to happen. I'm Peter's mother, you know. I have the right to decide who lives in our house.
Even though the house doesn't belong to either of you?
Again? Acting all high and mighty. How dare you downplay his achievements? He's worked for years to afford this place. You should show him some appreciation. This horrible attitude of yours is exactly why you're a parasite housewife. You can't have children and doesn't do housework. You have no worth in this world. No worth at all.
Mom, no, Ella, what an old-fashioned attitude you have. I'm almost impressed that you can really say that with a straight face. You're not knowing anything about the situation.
Not content with bad-mouthing my son, so you intend to mock me as well now?
Not at all. In fact, I intend to honor your request if you so insist.
Well, you'll be leaving immediately. I feel like my luck is draining away with every second you spend in this house. So do me a favor and vacate the property as soon as possible.
Fine, Ella. If that's how you feel, then I guess there's nothing for it. I'll be gone before you know it.
Well, it's about time. My son and I will finally be free from your burdensome presence. I've been terribly stressed out having to live in the same house with a disgusting parasite like you.
You're really crossing the line, Ella. I've put up with you too much. This is verbal abuse.
I don't care how you feel about it. You'll be out of the house soon. My son bought the house with the money he earned. So we don't want to let parasite like you around, who doesn't contribute to the house. Just leave us in peace.
Sure. I don't need to live here anymore. I'll go. You and your dear son can live together happily.
You know that, right? I'm surprised a silly woman like you can get that.
Well, I'll just sell the house then. I need the money to buy another house to live in, you know, right?
What? What do you mean? You sell the house? How dare you?
I don't want to say anymore.
Just a minute there. Explain what you meant by that. How exactly are you planning to do that?
Well, it's, in fact, my house. So if you insist that I leave, I guess that means I have no choice but to sell it. Unless you decide to leave instead. But in which case, I'll probably still sell it. A beautiful house, I'm sure I can sell it pretty easily. But either way, you don't need to live with a horrible parasite like me anymore. Does that reassure you?
What? Wait a minute. What's going on? I don't get it. What are you saying? It's your house? What are you talking about? You've been talking nonsense this whole time. You must be lying to me. Don't act like this house belongs to you when Peter worked hard for years to afford it. How dare you belittle my son?
I'm not belittling anyone. I'm just telling you the truth. This house does belong to me in the legal sense.
How can that be?
I paid for it with my money. The deed is in my name.
I don't understand.
Yeah. The house you've been living in this whole time actually belongs to your cold-hearted parasite. Do you get it? Don't be so surprised. The house is my property, so if you want me to leave, you'll have to purchase it from me.
What? You say that it's not Peter's house?
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you this entire time. Oh, I forget to tell you something. That Peter hasn't gone to work for over a year. He's unemployed.
What?
Oh, it looks like he didn't tell you yet. At first, he did try to find another job. But he gave up when he couldn't find any. He hasn't been to a job interview or sent a resume out in months. He's been living off my money this entire time.
But I see him going out every morning. He also dress up well. How could that be true? I don't believe you.
Oh, it's up to you. You can ask your dear son to check my word. You know what? He just takes the car out and hangs out with his friends all the time. Maybe he wants to look like an employed man to hide from the reality. I know that, but I haven't said anything. I did believe that he would find a job some days. But never did I imagine being forced to leave out my house.
What?
I pay all the bills, allowances, everything. I also know that he steals my money to go down to the racetrack and gambles. He just sits in a bar until after dark, or he just spends the day playing video games at his girlfriend's house.
His girlfriend's? Gambling? No, you're definitely lying. You're making things up again. My son would never do any of those things.
You could believe whatever you want to believe. But it won't change the fact that what I just told you is the truth. You can ask him. The one who's been supporting you this entire time isn't him. It is me. I've been letting the both of you live in my house. I pay for all your expenses.
This can't be happening. That Peter is unemployed, that can't be right. It doesn't make any sense. If neither of you are working, then how have you been able to afford to live?
How many times do I have to tell you? I have a job and I work from home. I've been working since before Peter and I were even married. So I have some savings. But things are different now. I can't take living in the same house with the two of you and dealing with your behavior anymore. I'll be leaving this place, so I'm going to sell the house.
I could wait to ask Peter if what you're saying is true. But if it's true, where are we gonna go? We have no income, I'm already retired. How are we going to live?
I don't have any clue and I don't even care about this. I guess you'll have to figure that out with your scumbag son and decide for yourselves.
What? How dare you call my son a scumbag? What an awful thing to say about your own husband.
Well, it's the truth, he's unemployed now. So if I divorce him, I doubt he'll be able to pay the alimony. Since we've come to this point, I've already made up my mind to divorce him. I think his girlfriend might help him out with the legal fees.
You're planning to divorce him and sell this house? Are you being serious?
I'm serious. Why would I want to keep living here while supporting my cheating husband? There's nothing in it for me. Anyway, you should make your decision soon. Whether the two of you are going to leave the house, or whether you will stay and buy the house from me. The housing market is still going up. So I recommend you decide quickly.
How could you do this to us? You're Peter's wife. I'll admit I didn't know anything about him being unemployed. But everyone falls on hard times in life. And as his wife, it's your job to support him when things are difficult.
Don't you realize what I did? I did support him for an entire year. Actually, I put up with all your bullying and verbal abuse. I put up with his cheating and let him gamble away my money. But this is what it's all come to you. This is the last straw, to be honest.
But you can't just force us out of the house.
Why can't I?
You're not thinking things through. Consider the situation we'll be in if you do that.
But have you two ever thought about my situation?
What do you mean?
You try to force me to leave when you thought this was Peter's house. You even didn't care where I would live. Did you think about what I would do or where I would go?
Well, you could have just gone back to live with your parents or something like that.
My parents live on the other side of the country. You didn't think about me at all. So you don't get the right to complain when I treat you the same way.
What are you trying to say?
How many times do I have to repeat myself? I'm selling the house. If you want me to leave, that means I have to sell it. Because it's my legal house. Do you understand now? I don't care where you and your scumbag son go.
Really, Kate? How can you take such an irresponsible attitude to us? We're your family.
No, don't say that. Once the divorce is settled, you're just some other people that have nothing to do with. I'm not being irresponsible at all. Although I'm sure you turned as white as a sheep during this conversation. But I'm well past my limit. This is the action I've been driven towards. All of this is your fault. So now take what you deserve.
Please, Kate. Please think about Peter and I a little. I'm sorry for what I did. I'm now enlightened. I beg for you forgiveness.
No, no way. I'm done. I'm done thinking about the two of you. I don't need either of you in my life anymore. No matter how you try and persuade me, I've already made up my mind.
Peter doesn't have a job right now, so how are we supposed to live? Who is going to support us?
Who knows? I guess you're gonna have to get a job. You're not old enough to receive a pension.
No, I don't to work. I just want to enjoy my life.
Well, look who's the lazy woman. So, bye now. Never contact me again. After that, Ella found out the truth about her son. She realized that everything I told her was true. In the end, Peter was at a loss. After the divorce, he is still jobless. He's also forced to pay alimony because he'd been cheating and abusive. There's nothing they could do to save themselves.
May. Of all the places in the world, I can't believe we met by chance in such a place.
I know exactly what you mean. I was also very surprised.
I heard we're having a new one, but I can't believe it's you. Things will be a lot more fun now.
What do you mean?
I'll take care of you, just like I did when we were in middle school. I cannot wait. I hope you look forward to it too.
I'm sorry, I don't think I understand what you're trying to say.
Middle school is fun. Do not you remember? Oh, May, you didn't stop learning. You always pay attention to your books. You are such a small bookworm. You are the perfect person for me to tease.
Honestly, I hated high school. Those were some of the worst years of my life. I don't know, maybe you remember things a little differently than I do. But I always wish I could forget you. No matter how hard you try, you can't.
Oh, you haven't changed at all, have you? Are you still so serious and boring? Let me guess. That's why you haven't found yourself a husband yet. That is really sad. You are so pitiful. I feel sorry for you. Looks like you're still a nerd.
Look, work is work. Let's leave the past in the past and move on, okay? Do your best to be civilized. I think that's the best thing.
Civilized? Oh my god, how are you so bored? I look forward to having a little fun with you. Just like the past, right?
Like the past? But I don't want to suffer like that at your hands again. You torment me. We will work together, and we are no longer children. Let's act like it, okay?
Yes, whatever you say. You don't have to talk to me like I'm a kid, so just let it go. Besides, I was at that supermarket a long time ago. So don't think you can talk to me like you're everything. You've always thought you were very smart. You were full of confidence when we were kids. That's what I never liked about you.
You can say what you want, but there's really nothing I can do about it. I'm myself.
Oh. I've got big plans for you. I will teach you a lot of lessons, just wait and see. And don't worry about a thing. The store manager also did everything I said. He was always attached to me. He's like a puppy I trained.
Really? Manager?
Oh, yes. That guy loves me. He cannot help himself. I mean, I know I'm in my late 20s now, but I still get it. Do you understand what I mean? People always seem to love me.
So your manager has a crush on you, is that what you mean? Or are you dating?
You can say we are a couple. Everyone knows all about it. That's why people do what I say. They also know what's good for them. Everyone who was mean to me was fired, whoever they were. It doesn't matter if they are regular employees or part-time college students. If I don't like someone, I'll fire that person.
And you're the one making sure they get fired? Is that what you are telling me?
Yup, that's how it goes. Sometimes, even when I want someone to quit, they don't dare disobey me, so it's easier to use a store manager for my needs.
Let me see if I understand this. If you decide you don't like a new employee, you'll try to convince them to quit. You make their lives miserable, slander them, turn others against them, that sort of thing? And if they still won't quit, will you use your relationship with the manager and convince him to fire them for you?
You make it sound like such a bad thing. I don't like the way you do it. But, I guess that's about the gist of it.
Really now?
You won't have anything to worry about. Just do as I do and take my side. If you follow my example, you can have the life of your dreams. Everything will be neatly in place. I have found myself a great man to marry. He takes care of everything. I don't even have to work. I only had time to do this at the supermarket. And when I'm bored with the other guys I'm seeing, I can always joke around with the store manager here, and it's the perfect stress reliever. You know, not everyone can live this life well. If you want something like it, do what I say. Got it, baby?
Wow, you're really disgusting, you know that? You don't even know me anymore, and you'll start bragging to me about cheating on your husband. After all, what kind of person are you?
Huh? How dare you? Someone like you doesn't deserve to talk to someone like me like that. Don't be so arrogant. You'll talk to me about who I am, but what the hell are you?
Who, me?
You are a true bookworm. Study, 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 that's all you did. But look at you now.
What does it mean?
What did you get for all that research? Nothing. You may have attended a prestigious university and have your degree, but you will be working at the same counter as me, doing the same part-time job as me. It would be funny if it weren't so sad. So be prepared. I will take care of you just like I did before. You will know my hand.
Oh, I guess I forgot to tell you. I won't be there part-time.
What? What are you trying to do? Everyone who works at the supermarket is a part-time employee. Everyone is the same, we all do the same job and have the same number of hours.
Yes, that's true. But I'm trying to tell you, I'm not a part-time employee.
So who are you?
I am in charge of human resources at the head office. I am working for my company. This particular store has a huge problem with employee retention. Turnover is fast and no one seems to last long. So I decided to go investigate.
Wait, what? Are you serious? You really do not start at the market? I thought you would be doing the registration with me.
No, absolutely not. I told you, that's not what I do. I worked very hard to get into a good school, and I studied continuously. I worked my best. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a part-time job. We need someone at the register. But I'd be disappointed if that's what I'm doing after all that hard work. Thankfully, I got a